In this video, I'm going to share with you why you are still impatient in trading and how impatience is actually costing you more than you can afford to lose, more than you can afford to miss. Impatience is the one thing that is going to sabotage all of your hard work, all the consistency you built, all the discipline you've been building and maintaining. It's going to sabotage all of that. So if you don't learn how to tame it, you're not going to get your results consistently. To be honest, I get it. You want the results to happen as soon as possible. Maybe that's going to offset pressure from family or from work and career and school and all of that. Maybe trading is going to make your life a whole lot better than it is right now. But the more you want the results to happen quickly, the more you keep it from happening quickly. When you focus so much on the outcome, it's going to cause you to be impatient. You want the TP to hit quickly. You want the payout to happen as soon as possible. You want to pass your phase one and phase two and phase three maybe in one or two trades in each phase. Like you want everything to happen so quick. Don't take the worldly swiftness into trading. Trading is a long term game, it's a long term career. And the ones who are patient are the ones who win consistently in trading. I'm sure you've heard this phrase that market takes money from the impatient and gives it to the patient. That is honestly true because when you are impatient, you are constantly making loads of errors that actually cause you to lose more money than you actually should in trading. So how this happens is that you want the results to happen as soon as possible. What that's gonna do is that you're gonna deviate from your plan a little bit because you feel or you think like this is gonna meet your expectation of happening sooner. So you're like, I'm gonna hold longer, or I'm gonna close early, or I'm gonna, all these errors all stem from impatience. Impatience in that you're gonna have the results, but you just want the timing to be shorter. But it doesn't work like that. Timing is one of the things that is not in our control. You need to let go of that control in order for compounding to happen. I mean, compounding in itself is a game of timing. It's about doing the simple things over and over and over again. You get your mind off of how long it's going to take to happen, and you just focus on doing the things and being the person, and then knowing that doing this over time is going to bring those results whenever it comes. But if you are constantly pushing the timeline, it has to be this, it has to be now, it has to be then you are not allowing the sequence to play out. You are not allowing compounding to take effect. So being impatient is actually undoing all of your hard work, because you can be disciplined, you can be consistent, you become the person, you're doing everything right. But if you're constantly forcing the results to happen on your timeline, on your schedule, then you are simply undoing your hard work. It's like you are showing up and doing the work, but then you are avoiding all those works by forcing your timeline on the situation. So doing this consistently is going to make sure to keep you stuck. And ironically speaking, the quicker you want things to happen, the slower they actually happen. So, but if you focus more on being the person and doing the activities, forget about the having it. The having is going to come. I talk about be, do, have, right? You be the person, you do the activities, and then you will have the results. The result is a fruit, it's a side effect, it's something that comes as a result of the person you become. So as long as you focus on becoming the person and doing the things that the person would be doing, just release control of the timing. The timing is going to come. It's going to happen either way. You just don't know when it's going to happen. But forcing it to happen when you want it to happen, that's going to keep you stuck, and it's going to keep you thinking that your process isn't working when in fact it is working, but you are just sabotaging it with your timelines. Impatience is a mindset of short term thinking. When you are impatient, you are not thinking long term. Now, trading being a long term career, no one comes into trading saying, I'm only going to be trading for 5 years and then I'm done. I've never seen anyone say that or heard anyone say that. Everyone is here for the long term. Now, trading in itself is a career because A lot of traders, it takes them a couple of years before they get the hang of it and before they start getting consistent payouts and results from it, right? So it is a career like engineering or yeah, all the other careers. But my point is that trading is a long-term career. The first few years is the foundation building phase. You build the foundation of your identity, the foundation of your processes, building discipline, building consistency, and all of that. And then later on in the journey, you start seeing results. But starting to see results doesn't mean that's the end of growing. We keep on growing, because if you're not growing, you are dying. There is no in between. You have to keep on growing, which means that when you start seeing results, it's a sign that you've grown and you've become a certain person. But seeing the results is not, it doesn't lead you to complacency where you just relax and let the results keep coming. No, you keep on growing. You still got to do maintenance on the results that you already have and all of that. My point is that trading is a long-term career. There's a lot of intricacies in between. There are things that you need to keep on doing over and over again. The result is the least important thing you should get out of trading. Now, as ironic as it sounds, we all started trading to make money, right? But money is only a side effect of the person you become. It's only a side effect of the things you do. It's a result, it's a fruit. Think of a tree. A tree is a perfect example. You take a seed and you plant it in the ground. You water it, you fertilize it, you nurture it, and then over time it grows roots, growing roots, and then it shoots up, grows branches, and then the leaves, and then the fruits start coming. But the fruits is only a side effect of the roots. So when you plant a seed, the first thing that grows is the roots. Maybe I'm going to make a separate video giving this perfect illustration. The whole video I'm going to focus on this because it's really, really exciting. But the roots grows downwards and then it shoots up and grows the branches and trees, and then the fruits start coming out. So that fruit is a side effect. You don't plant a seed, it grows the roots, and then you like hyper focus on waiting for the fruit to come. Now you gotta nurture the seed that you planted. You have to take care of it, you have to water it, you have to fertilize it, and those roots will grow deep and deep and deep, and then it gets to the point where it's solid enough to grow upwards, and then basically you have the side effects. So trading is in that same way. There are certain things that you need to hyper focus on, and know that the fruit is only a side effect of all that work that you've done to grow the tree. That is a perfect analogy to explain how trading is not a short-term career, it is a long-term career. I know you might see people flash lifestyles on Instagram and you want to have that lifestyle as soon as possible. Now, I'm not a person who talks about other people, but my point is that a lot of people get to those positions as a result of doing all this unseen work in the background. Because when a root is growing, no one sees it. Not even the gardener sees the roots. It grows in the ground. No one sees it. But the work going on in the ground is the most important work for the tree and the fruits and everything. That's basically 80% of the work going on underground. So 80% of the work you do is actually unseen. I'm going to make a separate video explaining this in more detail. Now, let me talk about the process you need to follow on basically how to actually be patient in trading. Here are the steps you need to follow. Very, very simple. I need you to, number one, focus on the process, not the results. The process involves things like showing up every day and doing the things that consistent profitable traders do in order to keep themselves sharp to capitalize on the positions in the markets. Your job as a trader is execution, not outcome. The outcome is only a side effect, a result, an effect of the process that you are focused on. Your job as a trader is to know how to enter the market, how to manage your position. The outcome of that position is not in your control. How many trades you're going to take in a week is not in your control. How much percentage gains you make in a month, that is also not in your control. The only thing in your control in trading is your state of mind, how to enter the markets, how to manage your position and when to exit, knowing when the right time is to exit according to your system. This is the process that you need to focus on. The next thing you need to focus on is building your discipline and consistency. I made a whole video talking about how to build consistency and how to build discipline. Make sure to check it out. There, I go into detail on how to actually build and maintain consistency and discipline. I want you to hyper focus on intention and ignore distractions. And the intention is focus on things that are in your control, and distraction is focus on things that are not in your control. If you will focus on the process, doing the things, and being the person, you will have the outcome as a side effect. And focusing on the process, you're not going to have time or space to even focus on the outcome or the results. And by focusing on the process, you will develop the traits and habits of patience. Patience is doing things over and over and over and over again, knowing that at some point the results will start showing up. When it's going to show up is not in your control. You just know and believe it's going to show up. And because you believe it's going to show up, you're going to keep doing the things that you need to be doing, and you're going to keep maintaining being the person who has those results. That is how you're going to build and maintain patience and give away from impatience, because impatience is going to sabotage all of your hard work. To be patient, you need to focus on the process. To be impatient, it's to focus on the outcome, to focus on the how. So I forgot to talk about this earlier, right? There is the how and there is the why. When you focus on the how, it's going to make you anxious. But when you focus on the why, it's going to keep you calm. So take away these and apply them into your personal trading. And I believe that it's going to go a long way to improving your trading results. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to check out the next one.